Let's start from yesterday. I told Varys about Coulton. Not all of it, of course, but he knows about my departure. He knows that I sabotaged the Storm Chaser. Yes, that Storm Chaser. He knows that I am a traitor to the Wind Whisperers, and he knows that Prince Coulton Brightwind hates me. Or at least, that is what I declared under pressure. Varys appreciates the magnitude of my situation. He has agreed to watch the seas and skies for any whispering winds, even if it feels like a small task. It is a reprieve, on principle alone, and one he seems to make good on. Pardon me. One he seems to intend to make good on for a while yet. So, that's nice. He then gave Luca a short rundown on how to behave at the meeting with Ryger, which is fast approaching. Tomorrow, actually. Inviting us to his meeting with High Prince Ryger is Varys' chance to say thank you with the highest esteem he knows. I'd like to go for his sake, but as it stands, probably best if it's just Luca. And N. I have mentioned to them that they could go too. If not for any number of convoluted tactical reasons, then, well, just because. They have the freedom to change their face, take their accolades, make an old sea captain smile. Why not? Speaking of N, they pulled me aside to ask about my history and how it might have impacted the upcoming mission, which caught me by surprise. Not that N isn't considerate. Luca and N are more likely to suffer from too much consideration than too little, but still. I had considered my sticking points. For all my secrets, I'd never jeopardized their safety or omission for my comfort. Nevertheless, with N poking around, I decided it's easier for them to know the Whisperers, at least, rather than being left to speculate and worry needlessly. As for the concerns about how I will respond to troubling topics at the gallery, well, that is part of why I intend to visit the auction hall ahead of time. We met N's contact, Tassie. She works there. Like N, she is small, cute, fast-talking, and irreverent about the belongings of rich people. N's buttering her up so that we can poke around before the main event. A chance to see the art, map the room, investigate a murder, and steel myself, if needs must. She says that some of the artworks are quite confronting, like being on the front lines of war. All the more reason to have Luca's anchor ready, just in case he has another flashback. All that to say, yes, I am smarter than that, and I am working on it, thank you for checking. Seems I can find no quarter away from the thoughtfulness of my company. Even Luca asked just earlier tonight about how I feel about Damon and whether I can work with him. Well, lunch with Damon was initially my suggestion, involving him at the auction plans, even telling him about Edmund. He is useful. He is the smartest choice for a good outcome. And yet, that does not answer Luca's question. Damon met us at the Nesting Quail and spoke primarily with N and Luca. He proved his usefulness immediately. He recalled information about Edmund Beckett. It seems that the target of our suspicion is not just a knight, but possibly a member of the King's Dark Lanterns, a secret service to the Crown of Breland. So, that complicates things. It's a little harder to probe the mind of a spy, though potentially windfall, if we do. Damon also promised us easy access to the auction itself. We are to act as his entourage. This is just the sort of assistance I was hoping for. In exchange, he wants us to work the room for his own mysterious goals, which seems a reasonable request. The auction mission is now framed as a test run for the four of us, to see how we work together. Damon is helpful, shows us no ill will. He waited for us, and turned up when prompted. Like he said he would. So, all according to plan, yes? No. No, it's far more complicated than that. He knows her. He knows Miss Jenkins. This whole time he has known her, calls her an old friend, which means that he knows, or knew, or maybe that he visited. Our paths crossed all those years ago, and she talked about me to him. So I offered him tea and conversation. I can hear his footsteps behind me, and I feel like I'm going to be sick. Being honest, I don't know how I'm standing, let alone walking. Varys says I seem prepared enough to take whatever comes my way, but I'm not prepared for this. But I can't keep turning away.
While you're making tea and Damon allows himself back into your home, you try and steady yourself, but instead you just think about one of the first times you can clearly remember visiting Madame Jenkins' home. Was cramped for most who visited her, but for the shifter child of, 5, 6, felt like everything was just your size. You looked up to the stepladder that led to her seat at the grown-up table that she keeps. Madame Jenkins, little old gnomish lady, her skin all brown and wrinkly, her curly hair, and a big puffy bun of silver that makes you think of clouds. With her quick little fingers, she waves her wand over the apple-sized globe of polished stone on the table. The squiggly lines she draws in the air, stirring the colors until they almost look like shapes. When she's done stirring, somehow, in some miraculous way, she knows what will happen next. If it will rain, if the sun will come out. She looks over at you, Willow, at the absolute wonder that is plain as the nose on your face. The wrinkles around her eyes crinkle as she smiles. She knows you have questions, and she's willing to answer them. You exhale and you're back in your boat, kettle steaming. Damon has sat on a chair at the dining table. You still haven't put away from the adventure, and he's tried to make himself small enough to fit in this room. It still looks a bit awkward. He looks at the chessboard that's on your table, set up with pieces here and there, raises an eyebrow at it, and doesn't say anything.
I figure that we're not talking at all yet.
No.
Not even a bother for small talk. I guess there's no point. So I think Willow will prepare the tea, like in a pot, same one they got for Sika Elsa, probably.
Mm-hmm.
And find space for it on their table, like probably nudge aside the chessboard, and then sit across from him and pour.
He accepts it with like a silent thanks.
Is there any clear indication of who's going to break the silence, or?
I guess
not.
Damon will break the silence eventually.
Okay.
So, you've got questions? Better ask them.
Willow sits upright like they don't have the weight of their entire life bearing down on their back and asks, "How do you know her?"
Friend of the family. We were pen pals in her retirement and my, I guess, studies.
Willow raises an eyebrow at him. Studies?
Yeah. Why do you think I just popped out here knowing all I know? I do have to read books sometimes.
I meant what kind of studies?
Oh. Well, everything somebody that deals with artifacts might need, so history, magic, history of magic.
The usual.
Legends. Yeah, the usual.
And sorry, Willow seems to be faltering on a thought. So she wrote to you.
Mm-hmm.
Then.
Yep. This was probably about 20 years ago.
That's a large window.
Yeah, well, I'm bad at keeping track of my own dates when I know so many other ones.
I'm insight checking him.
Sure.
Normal. Oops, wrong person.
He's not being entirely honest, but he's not outright lying.
Cool, yep. What did you speak about?
She told me a bit about the place she was living back then. You know, small talk. I was mostly asking about, well, stuff that you'd ask an expert in their field about.
Any reason why?
It related to my studies at the time, and, well, she was always good at giving advice.
Yeah, she was. Long sip of tea while we both consider our lost old friend.
Yep. How old are you?
Lily gives him a look. Lost track. Got a lot of dates in my mind. You?
Alright. 45.
Give or take? Or?
Nope. Just 45.
I was going to say it seems unrealistic for you to have friends that are so old, but then I remembered my young friend Bruno Saltbeard, so maybe it's not that unrealistic. Maybe you're just strange.
Yeah, well. Academia is like that.
Yeah. All the smartest people are the most wrinkly.
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't you tell me sooner?
Didn't feel relevant at the time, and honestly, the way you were treating me, kind of seemed like if I said, "Hey, I knew that old lady that you share a name with," might put you a little more on the back foot than I was entirely ready for. You haven't exactly been taking my overtures of friendship in the most generous light.
Willow nods and shrugs. You're right. Well timed. For me, I suppose, maybe not for you. Though I suppose you are here anyway, so the timing must be decent enough. In accordance with your overarching schemes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could be worse. Could always be worse.
So, on the topic, what are those overarching schemes?
Damon wipes a hand over his face and seems to debate with himself on what he can say. How much have your friends told
Hmm.
Has Luca told you that I'm looking for my brother?
Billy nods.
Yeah, well. That's the scheme. That's the goal of it, at least.
And where'd you lose him?
I assume you're asking for proprietary sake and not because you don't have any guesses.
I'm asking so you elaborate.
Alright.
Helps to put it into words, so I've heard.
Yeah. Damon leans back and then puts his palms flat on the table. He's finding it hard to look at you directly.
Yeah, and I think Willow said that last one with like a very hard look across the table. As an aside, Willow's not wearing their bandana in this. I just realized they took their hat off earlier, so hair's all out.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Damon eventually brings himself to look you in the eye, and he says, I need help. killing a dragon. But not just any dragon. A dragon warped by the Mournlands. That's the big ticket item. My brother was researching things in Siri when, it happened. Last I heard of him was that dragon. Whatever it was that happened, it transformed the dragon, made it worse than just a big monster. And I know my brother's not dead yet. Not yet. He's just trapped there. He's smarter and stronger than me, so I've got proof of my own that he's not dead yet, so anyway. That's what I'm after.
Willow nods. They'll ask, where were you at the time
Zendrick.
of the morning?
I was in Zendrick. In a ruin out in the middle of the fucking jungle.
Also for study?
Yep. We still don't know where the giants went. Anyway, that doesn't matter much to me anymore.
And Willow's sort of thoughtful about that. I think the giants thing kind of slips off their mind because another thought has occurred to them. Have you been back?
Yeah, once. Didn't get very far.
I hear it's impossible.
Close to. Even if you could fly over all that cloud. It's boxed in. And as soon as you get in there, it's harder and harder to find your way forward.
Willow's head goes down. His Did you go alone?
Yeah.
Willow nods, like they've just faintly confirmed the team aspect. Willow's quietly confirming, or rather speculating on a number of things, but also they seem to just kind of drift at the end of, especially now, after him talking about going back.
It's not pretty, and it's sure as shit isn't easy. But I need to get him out of there.
Yeah. You're a good brother. So, Willow shakes their head. What do you need from us, then?
It's a bit complicated. I've got lines of inquiry to pursue still. And look, well, all I know is that you three, you're special. I got a sense for this kind of thing. Pure of heart, or whatever you want to call it. And sure, I could just try and brute force it. Hire whatever scum mercs are stupid enough or desperate enough to be paid money to go in there. I could throw all the money that I have, all the money in the fucking world, at the problem, but that's not going to get me anywhere close to the kind of stunt I need to pull to get him out of there. So I've got to think bigger. Think smarter than that.
So you pick 3 oddballs and salvage, who are hardly shaped as a team based on intuition.
I didn't say it was a good plan.
Sorry, Willow has to hold back on a laugh. Like their mouth skews a little.
Point is, I need a band of adventurers. And I need a band of adventurers that have certain skills.
Willow leans back. Now, so you've already told me that you know the origin of my fake namesake. Truthfully now, what are you hoping to get out of me?
You're familiar enough with Kenneth. You've got a history of taking some of their nastier pieces of work, at least down for the count. I'm sure you don't need to tell me. I'm sure you don't need me to tell you that there's rumors of all sorts of shit walking around the Mournlands now. Warforged aren't affected by the mists, same way most folks are. Most of the Warforged there are under the thumb of the Lord of Blades.
That's all?
Well, that and I'm sure you've got more to offer than just your technical expertise.
Such as?
You got a good nose?
Willow leans back. Years of study and I'm recruited for my nose. A faint laugh about it.
Study helps too.
Apparently. Neither of us, though.
I don't know. Maybe it will. Like I said, I've got some lines of inquiry to pursue. But they're, You know how sometimes the best path forward isn't necessarily the most direct?
Lily nods like, yeah, you tell me. Like, you're telling me, rather.
Yeah. Same logic.
I'm going to do a quick mood check on him to see how he's vibing. It looks like hell.
He's about as good as you would expect, but he's holding it together.
Yeah.
He seems a bit uncomfortable with talking so openly.
Yeah,
but
dude, bro.
he's
All good.
but he's putting faith in you. That you'll hear him out at least.
And in our impromptu conversation at your hotel room, you mentioned something about it not being political, something. Would you like to elaborate on that?
Well, like I said, it's not going to be the most direct route to it, and that means I'm gonna have to deal with some important people far from home. And I don't mean just like whatever pirate princes they got out here. I mean like the people who make the trains run on time. Important. And well, he gestures at himself. Look at me.
Willow looks him over with like a and, like, not to be mean, just like, am looking. Continue.
Anybody from Syria's been a walking political statement for the last 100 years. More so in the last 4, I guess.
Willow bounces their eyebrows and like leans forward on their hand in their Syrian coat, in their elemental boat. Willow's musing over her thoughts. They don't know whether to ask, but they will. What's his name?
I can't say it.
I'm going to check him anyway. Like, meh. 'twas an insight check of can't or won't, but like what brand of can't? Look, I gotta be suspicious of him.
Yeah. No, he didn't do too well on his charisma check. He really doesn't want to say it.
So it's a want. Oh, that's what I was... Yeah, no worries. You're good. Well, that sucks. Willow's not going to push on that front. They'll nod. I assume you've well, if a younger Damon was in the habit of keeping friends with divination wizards, then I think 45-year-old Damon probably does the same. When available.
When available.
Yeah, Willow sort of leans back. They look like they're not going to say anything, just the weight of the situation.
Yeah.
Kind of outrunning them a little, like they've been holding it together okay. But
yeah. It's heavy stuff, so...
Yeah. Customer service Willow is slipping a little. They'll pour another tea, probably.
Yeah.
Or top up.
Yeah.
I think they might be shakier than you expect them to be, but it's only clear when they start pouring tea again. So they abruptly stop. Like they try to make it quick.
Yeah.
It's not just sitting there shaking the tea stream out for everyone to see.
Yeah. Damon takes the tea like it's a shot.
Oh, mood. I think Willow will top him up again if that's the case. Just like a concerned little eyebrow furrow while they replenish his teacup.
Mm-hmm.
I've got harder stuff downstairs if you'd prefer.
Don't think that's wise.
Probably not.
Anyway. I've laid my cards out on the table.
Willow nods. They understand that he's done something big. And they'll pull back their placed on teapot again, and sort of adjusting everything on the table while they talk.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I find myself at an impasse, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Because I haven't been back home. I haven't even looked.
It's, not an easy thing to look at.
No. Willow shakes their head like he's understating it. Not understating how hard it is to look at, but he hasn't had the right response. Yeah, it's besides the point. Fact is, I know you. I knew you were up to something. It's just been a matter of determining whether it is something righteous or something that needs to be stopped. And as you continue speaking, and possibly for a while now, it seemed more so towards the former, as righteous as reunion can be.
If that's what you think of it.
I don't know what I think of it.
Oh, you just called it righteous.
Closer to right. It's neither here nor... It's not a moral thing, it's...
Isn't it?
You're not starting a war, as far as I know.
No, I'm not.
So to that end, it's not as bad as it could be. Therein lies the problem.
What problem is that?
Same problem I've had since Luca walked into my shop. I can't not help you. And Willie's like sits back, the hand over their face, like deep in thought about that sentiment. Like it troubles them.
That's the exact reason I picked you. You know how many people would just say no? Just say fuck off? The fact that the only reason why you didn't want to help me in the first place, well, maybe I'm saying it wrong, but the fact that not helping me is not an option for you. He shakes his head and is kind of like half laughing. Not in a haha funny kind of way, but in a this is absurd way.
Willie's still sort of shrinking into their shoulders a bit.
Listen to me, talking about what I want and what I need. I meant what I said when I offered to return the favor.
Willie's hand goes from their mouth to like push up their glasses and massage at their eyes, like hand over their eyebrows.
Sorry.
They shake their head. Everything seems to be falling into place. I'd be a fool to ignore it.
Do you want to be a fool?
I'm sort of tired of being a fool.
Fair enough. Well,
Did you ever... While she was alive, did you ever visit Miss Jenkins? At home?
No. Didn't get to.
What did she say? In her letters?
Oh. Are you keeping well? Are you eating right? How's that brother of yours? Don't get into too many fights. How are your studies? You know.
Not to be me, but I meant about,
Let's see if I remember. He leans his head back and looks up at the ceiling and closes his eyes and says, she said something along the lines of, there's this little shifter child who will not stop asking questions. And over the years, those questions become teaching them how to do basic magic, letting them read some of her more kid-friendly books, the ones that have pictures in them, not the ones that are just straight arcane formula. I think for a while she figured you might try and ask to be her apprentice. Get into weather watching and, divination. And then she passed on. It wasn't sudden. But it's always weird when something that's been there your whole life suddenly stops.
Willow at this stage is like similar swift flashback as before, just like remembers being at the funeral.
Yeah.
I imagine the whole town was probably there for that.
Yeah.
And Willow sort of feels just out loud they're going to say to him, sorry for your loss.
It's been years.
Willow gives a face like, and like they still mean it. but they don't know how to insist. No, I said sorry for your loss, so they're just going to sort of struggle quietly.
Yeah, Damon has this. Damon has this habit of brushing off emotional care.
No, that's fair. I have noticed. I am an ambassador of such a feeling as well, so don't worry about it. Do they teach this in artificing school? It's one of our classes, how to be emotionally constipated on Maine. Anyway. Yeah, it's cool. Willow doesn't know how to insist, so they'll just sit here for a bit. Try and think of something else to say. But they feel remotely bad, actually, that they were at the funeral and he wasn't. So, cool. If not honored, I guess, in a roundabout way.
Anyway, sad shit aside. Let me know what you want your payment to be.
Willie rolls their eyes at that and looks away.
Alright then. You got any more questions?
Willow makes a face and then like leans forward with a bit of a smile. Always.
Good.
What does he mean by good?
He approves of you having lots of questions to ask.
I think Willow might switch gears though, because he just said sad shit aside. And we'll say something along the lines of, you're familiar with books, history, all that.
Yeah.
How familiar are you with what I do?
Tinkering together magical items, or the other stuff?
Willow squints at like what he means by the other stuff.
Sabotage?
Well, I'd be curious about that as well, but I meant the artificing, yeah.
I figure that those two are pretty interlinked. Know how to build something, know how to break something, right?
You got it. How familiar are you with it?
Not as familiar as I could be, and I don't have time to get as familiar with it as I need to be.
So you won't be much help for me then? Willow's going to start pulling something out of their pocket. I'm making something for Luca. Maybe you could offer some background noise while I finish it off.
Background noise?
Willow shrugs. Telling you about Karnath. Giants. Shan. You seem to be a... Willow gestures vaguely at him. Hub of various facts and information.
Sure. Why not? What do you want to know?
Whatever you feel like talking about. It's like laying out their working mat.
All right.
Was going to say too, doesn't even have to be anything useful. I hear that all conversation doesn't have to be productive.
Sure. Damon thinks to himself for a while, and then starts rattling off information about the conquest of Karn the First over the various lands that would eventually become the Five Kingdoms and become United Kingdom of Galifar. It's well-documented stuff. He goes into slight more specifics, but this is like... It's also very dry facts. It's like...
That's fine.
At this date, at this region, there was this military action against these factions. This was the prevailing strategy. It's like listening to a history podcast.
That's exactly what Willow prompted.
Yeah.
That's exactly what Willow was opting for. Probably probably they'll let him get to like a point where he's run out of stuff to talk about and be like, that was incredibly boring. Maybe something more interesting this time, and like prompt him again to like just talk about various things. They're gonna keep doing that until he gets tired of being here or laughs or something. Just as the like literally until he gets annoyed or says he has to go or changes the subject. They'll just keep prodding him for thoughts.
I think Damon surprises you in that he doesn't run out of random bullshit to say.
I don't think that's a surprise, but it is nice.
And also, he doesn't get tired of saying random bullshit.
That's nice. That's good. I seriously just imagine that spieling long into the night. Willow might invite him to the workshop area so that they can keep working on other stuff if they end up finishing the... Oh, should I roll to do the anchor now?
Yeah.
Roll... See how well I finish it?
Roll a Tinker's Tools check with advantage. You've got Fish Dog out.
Fish Dog's at the house, but does Damon's presence give me advantage?
No, I'm afraid not that.
That's fine.
Well, doesn't matter because it's good enough.
Yep, fixed it. And if he still
needs advantage
like
when you roll good
right?
on the first try? Yeah.
Yeah, if he's still got more chatting left to do, Willow will probably invite him to the workshop where they will work on other stuff and he can just keep prattling information.
Make an insight check.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah, Damon really has to duck his head to fit downstairs. I imagine the room space under the deck is only 2 meters tall.
How tall is he again?
He is 2'10".
Oh, poor thing.
So he pretty much like gets horizontal on the couch as soon as he can. To avoid feeling like he is a broom shoved into a too small closet.
Oh, Willow does have one more question.
Yeah.
Probably in a lapse between one chapter and the next.
Yeah.
How's my songbird doing? By the way. Your songbird.
It's doing good. Will come in handy soon.
For what? Oh. Willow, something dawns on Willow. Are you trading it?
Maybe.
Huh. Here, I customized it. Willow. Oh well. So it goes. What do you know about? And then Willow will continue on to another thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you're into, like, the study of the moons now.
Yeah. That's nice. And if he looks at the engine room, no he doesn't. Like, if he looks behind Willow and sees any strange magical activity back there, no you didn't.
If he does, he doesn't say anything about it.
Yeah, thank you. And I kind of just imagine that being how the rest of the night is spent, really.
Yeah.
The rest of the day.
Rest of the day, well into the night.
Yeah.
Roll one more insight check.
Ooh.
Damon has forced himself into a supremely uncomfortable situation. He is lying so stiff on that couch.
Okay. Willow's probably going to, like, once they step out. I imagine they were briefly working on their lantern, actually, from Luca.
Uh-huh.
But once they, like, it sort of catches their eye, they're like, you okay?
Yep.
Why are you lying like that?
Too tall.
Then sit up.
I'm good. Don't worry about me, just keep doing what you're doing. Unless you want me to leave. He sort of
I'm fine.
squints an eye open at you.
Willow will say they're fine, but... Was Willow told that he had a thing with heights? Of closed areas? Not heights.
Closed areas,
he is the height.
yeah.
Can Willow recall that in this moment?
Yep.
I think they're going to pause and be like, oh, get some air, Damon.
You kicking me out?
You can come back in.
I should head home anyway. Or where I sleep, I guess.
Willow was not expecting themselves to be disappointed to lose their podcast. But they also probably don't know how to invite him to continue being a podcast. So
You look at the time. It is close to, like, 11 p.m.
Oh. Well, the gold dragon has higher ceilings.
That it does. Dan rolls out of the couch instead of standing up from it, and
It's so uncool looking. Will was impressed by that.
Hunch walks his way out. See you later.
Bye.
And with that complete lack of ceremony, Damon is gone.
I think Willow's going to check out the window where he goes.
Make a perception check. He's gone.
Just gone?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Could have jumped into the fucking ocean for all you can see of him.
Okay. I think Willow's going to, like, sort of amused, go back into their room, like, okay. And then, before they head probably back downstairs to pack up what they were doing, they'll add one of the pawns to the chessboard. They don't seem as devastated as they thought they were, though there is an air of that in the house remaining, in the boat.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, it's odd. So they get to wrestle with that now. By themselves. For the rest of the night. Yeah, there we go.
Cool.
Cool.
On the other side of the game, let's acknowledge the other two players in the room for a bit.
Yes. Hi, fellas.
Hi.
Oh, we've been having a good time, I think.
We've certainly been listening.
Yep, taking notes,
Oh.
making guesses.
Oh.
One of my theories was correct, but I'll have to re-listen to remember which one because my brain is just full now. But
Yeah.
I'll get back to you later.
Yep.
Deal with you
Damon's
later.
brother is an intellectual king, so I'm excited about that.
Phil,
Damon sure has read a lot of books.
Phil Luca's brain is so much knowledge.
Damon's brother is an intellectual king.
Well, we don't get to meet
Oh,
him for a
gotcha.
while, so you're gonna have to settle for the second
Yeah.
best, I suppose.
Damon.
Yep.
Yeah.
My lord.
What's the opposite
God.
of the alpha and omega? The subhuman.
Stop it.
Wow.
Anyway. Anyway.
Yeah. I get to bother Zeke later for all of the lore I just got from Damon.
Good.
Like 6 hours worth of lore, whatever that was.
Just slap him
something
with
like
the
that.
book at that point.
Yeah, honestly, low-key gonna do that.
Okay.
Nice.
Cool.
We can split the DM knowledge.
The lore duties, yeah.
Yeah.
I know a little bit about the Khan the Conqueror's Wars.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I sure hope you do.
You participated, no kidding.
Or are
certainly
you?
participated in a war.
So,
Or did I?
I don't know.
Anyway.
so
So,
let's cut back a few hours earlier when Anne and Luca left the Jenkins workshop to return back to the Poppy. I think you have your usual afternoon duties after your lunch
Yeah.
at the Quail.
Mm-hmm.
honestly, I think we, like, have our average into the evening,
Yeah.
have a nice dinner with Secret Elsa, and then maybe over dinner we talk about the fact that, it's tomorrow that we go to meet the High Prince?
Mm-hmm.
Day after tomorrow?
Tomorrow. It's tomorrow.
Tomorrow! Oh my god, it's so soon.
Yep.
Yep.
So we have to make preparations. Apparently,
Mhm.
Luca isn't the only one that's going to be going anymore.
Yeah, someone else will be coming with me.
Yeah, so
Varys!
I think no, Luca. I think after dinner we might have discussions about that and what kind of face Anne might want to wear.
Imagine Luca will invite them up to his room because he has the biggest mirror in the house.
Of course he does. Certainly
Yeah.
bigger than Anne's room. We have a little hand mirror.
He's like, he made sure. He has 3 possessions and one of them is a full-length mirror.
You're not gonna be taking that out of the Poppy.
It'll be here when I get back.
Yeah, I suppose it will be.
What's your process when you design a new face?
Oh, I don't know. Really depends. Seems like you
Oh,
had
okay.
something in mind.
Well, we want you to look different to N, right?
I suppose that would be a
So-
boon.
So you have long hair. Maybe you should have short hair. And you know, you have white hair. Maybe you could have black hair. Is black is the opposite to white. Could be taller since you're not that.
You do realize you're describing someone, don't you, Luca?
What?
I see. Yes, I hear the description. Understood.
Luca pulls a face. Like he has no idea what you mean, but he looks like he's annoyed by something. He hasn't realized what it is yet.
You're kind of describing Kai there, my friend. Though I do agree, taller is always welcome when I'm making someone else really throw them off the scent, you know?
I imagine if... Do changelings change their smell?
I'm pretty sure we're attached to whatever we're wearing. Including our skin, which, yes, is very flexible. But it is the same skin, technically.
You could just wear a different perfume.
I could. It's not hard to change your smell. You wear the right clothes, washed in the right soaps, you wear the right perfumes, musk, whatever you can get on yourself. It's not difficult.
You could wear some of my perfume. That way we will match.
Yes, that would certainly draw some conclusions.
Luca pulls a face and it's embarrassed. Then maybe not.
There's a few soaps around that I can workshop if need be. I'm not really sure I'm going to be getting close enough to Ryger for him to really notice my gestures at themselves. So let's not worry about that yet.
We're getting in handshake range, aren't we?
Varys is. We don't know about us. We just might be getting in thanking range.
I assumed a thank would come with a handshake.
If you're open to that kind of thing, perhaps?
Huh. Okay. How magical color can you change color?
You can literally have any color, Luca. Hair, eyes. I don't even need enchantments for it, just... And snaps their fingers.
So if I said you should have pink hair?
Yes, I could have pink hair.
You're like, his whole body sits up. He's so excited by that possibility.
I could have multicolored hair. I could have pink eyes. Or any other color you can dream up.
Imagine for a little bit, they're like standing in front of the mirror next to each other.
Yeah.
Changing things just for the fun of it.
Yeah.
Doing silly things.
And we'll change their eye colors for him. Sometimes they'll like brush a finger through their hair and stretch it out longer and longer and longer.
Luca is so jealous of that.
Twirl it on a finger and let it change color in like a wash across their hair.
Luca is thoroughly in awe of N at the moment.
Yeah, and N's probably
You
like
spend
drinking that up.
hours in the character creator.
Yep, exactly. Luca being so excited about it just kind of eggs N on to do it more and be a little more dramatic as they change themselves.
That's so cute.
They're feeding each other's ego.
Yeah.
That's so cute.
Yeah.
I feel like they kind of laugh at something together, and then Luca pauses and you kind of see him thinking something over.
What? Is my nose too big?
Make it half that size. Can you make it flat
What?
on your face?
Like
Like, if
this?
you just
And
had
it's
it
just gonna like press their palm into their face and make it as flat and small as they possibly can. Or it's mostly just nostrils now.
No! Put it back, put it back.
Yeah. I'm gonna give you nightmares now. And it's gonna like give their nose area a tug and stretch it out. Oh, that feels weird.
It looks weird.
Don't ask me to do that again. Definitely not wearing that to Ryger.
It'd be distinct. He would remember you.
Still trying to decide if that's what I want. What's really on your mind, Luca?
Am I that obvious?
To the trained eye.
Okay. I'm gonna, like, carefully guide and turn them around. I'm not touching them. I do, like, put my hands on either side of their arms.
Cover hands.
Kind of, yeah, and guide them towards my bed. Make them sit down. Then I'm gonna go over to my desk and get a piece of paper. Bring it over. I'm kind of holding it in both hands, like a bit of a lifeline.
Oh, for me?
Okay. Okay.
And sits back, like, crossing their knees.
And look at you, and look up at Anne, and then I look back down at the paper, like, to make sure that they're looking, and I've said their name correctly.
Yeah, and it's kind of like raises an eyebrow, like, what is going on? What's happening?
I want you to know that I respect you. I think you're very sweet and very kind. And I also think that you are very strong and very capable. And I look up again to see how they're reacting. And I look back down again.
And like lips are
He's
tense
doing
into a line.
speech.
Like, I'm really not sure what's happening, but I'm just gonna sit here and lend you my ear, I suppose.
You are also my friend. And as my friend, I don't want anything bad to happen to you. I look up again. I look down again.
And like
As
gives a
we
little
planned-
nod. Like, okay.
As we plan to topple a great beast, I feel I need to be honest so that we can move forward with as little fear as possible. With that in mind, I have something I would like to discuss with you that is quite difficult. So I would like to request to speak with you through Kai, please.
Through Kai. Really?
Luca nods and he's like sucking his lips in, looking at you like, did I just ruin my life right now?
Okay, yep. We can talk to Kai. And we'll change over then. Now Kai will be sitting there and he will uncross his knees and sit up straighter.
Luca gives him a moment to change himself and like brings his chair from the desk over and he folds his paper in half and he offers it to Kai.
Kai will accept it and
it's written very neatly. You can almost tell that Luca had written this out a couple of times to make sure it looked neat. And his handwriting isn't the best. He's still learning how to use his whichever hand for writing that he used this for. So some of the letters are a little bigger than others. But if you'd like, it reads Kai in very heavy letters compared to the rest. Like he had trouble writing that out. I have difficulties with you, but it seems you are intended to protect N. So I will hope you will shield them from any potential pain this letter will bring. So, I think it is a bad idea to kill Edmund Beckett for a few reasons. First, he is a resource, and a resource I don't want to waste. We intend to remove a tree with very deep roots, and this is a tree we have not yet found. To detach a branch before we lay hands upon the trunk is unwise and wasteful. Second, he is a man of great influence. If he is to go missing and then perhaps turn up dead, that would be notable. We would be hunted down by people with great power. We would not last long. Third, and finally, what happens if we fail? We will have that same power come down upon us, but instead with vengeance at its helm. I don't know much about Sean, but the King's Dark Lanterns sounds bad, and I don't want them in pursuit in addition to everyone else Beckett would bring down upon us. With that all said, I think it is best we utilize him as a resource for the time being and return to his ultimate fate when we are better equipped to handle his departure. That is all I can say. Thank you for your time.
All right. I will finish reading the letter and neatly fold it and start handing it back to Luca. Agreed.
Oh. Okay, just like that?
Yes. What you're
Huh.
suggesting here, Luca, are thoughts that N has been musing over for the past few days.
Luca seems stunned. He wasn't expecting it to go that easily.
Guy's just staring at Luca, flat.
Luca's holding the paper and looking at it and kind of turning it over like there's supposed to be more. He's looking for the more on the paper.
Would you like to speak to N?
No, but if they're alright.
They're alright. They have no problems with this topic.
Okay. Alright.
Thank you for your consideration.
And you for your... I make a hand at him. Present.
Guy kind of stares at Luca for a moment, and then we'll start changing back. Hi.
Luca just looks confused.
Yeah. Yeah, well, like I said, I've been thinking about that. Thinking about it since we talked in circles about stealing Edmund away in a cart. For a long time, all I really imagined was me doing this on my own. Especially when I first saw him, I figured it would simply be a case of me endangering myself and one changeling that needs to slip away out of sight of Host Madani, the guard, prying eyes of whatever powers that be might get involved. If someone like Edmund Beckett went missing, but that was the thought of someone who was alone. And I can't afford to think like that anymore.
Luca shakes his head a little bit. Like he's agreeing, because no, you can't.
If I killed him here in Rigoport, that's still...
Luca makes hands like, shh. He doesn't want Seeker Elsa to hear this conversation.
If I took him out of the picture, this close to home, then there's a good chance that we'd never be able to come back. I understand that. When it was just me, that wasn't a problem. I could live with never coming back here. I've shed homes before. But you, I don't think I could live with myself if I made arrangements that caused you to never be able to return to the poppy, to Elsa. And though I don't necessarily agree that keeping him attached to the tree will be entirely necessary once I rip my way into his brain, I do understand that you and Luca, or you and Willow, are both thinking that perhaps, he will be useful alive for a little while longer. It was naive of me to think I could eliminate him so quickly anyway. It takes time to soften a mark. So, yes. He can live. For now. And in due time. What he deserves will find him.
Luca nods. He agrees.
And nods back.
Okay.
Okay.
Can I make an insight check on N to see how they're feeling?
You have eyes, don't you?
I do have eyes, and I have dice.
Yeah, go ahead.
fuck me up the tree.
That's 10, and I was gonna say, even if you didn't roll, it seems like N is thinking about asking you something.
Oh.
But they're not.
Is there something on your mind? Obviously a lot, but like, is there something specific you want to talk about?
It's pretty stupid, really, because you wouldn't know the answer.
I might. We don't know what I know.
Somehow I doubt it.
Try me.
En's gonna reach out and take Luca's hand at that point. Just hold it, like, casually between the two of them. I keep wondering if Katja could forgive me for letting him go. And he's right there.
What is N asking? Sarah is not sure.
Katja was the victim that Edmund drank the tears of.
Right, yeah. Okay. I don't understand what happened. Like,
and is asking
if Katja can forgive N for
not avenging
killing
her immediately. Letting Edmund walk away.
Right, okay.
See, told you.
Can I try and figure out, like, the best way to respond to N? Is there a way I could do that?
I don't think there is a right or wrong answer here.
Oh, yeah, I could definitely think of a wrong answer, but...
Yeah, you fucked up. You little fuck up.
Oh my god.
I can think of a few.
We know.
But I'm the expert on this, so what's Luca gonna come up with?
God. Anything Luca says will be better than anything Anne says.
Yeah.
Most likely.
Honestly.
I think if I were in pain, I would suffer in pain one day more to make sure that it never happened to anyone else.
That is the concern, isn't it? I'd let him walk away, it might happen to more people, but that's...
I'm gonna take N's hand kind of tightly. Like, make hard eye contact, right?
Mm-hmm. And is
you
looking...
are not responsible for anyone's actions but your own. Do you understand?
And nods.
I want you to really listen to that. Whatever he does in the interim of us leaving him to life, his actions are his own. Whatever badness he may spread, that is on his hands, not yours.
So is that a yes?
It's to what? I'm so sorry. I'm sorry.
En's kind of deflecting, but they're like, is that a yes? Katja could forgive me. And kind of deflecting the earnestness of Luca, but not because they're not hearing him, more because they don't know how to respond other than this.
I don't presume to speak for someone I hadn't met, but Luca nods.
Yeah. No. I've talked my way around it myself. Not that I really knew her. But...
You knew enough. Keep her name alive. That's something.
And drugs.
Give the hand a little squeeze. What did she look like?
She was a human woman. She had this short, sandy blonde hair, pretty eyes. Taller than
Kind
me.
of pretty. Everyone's taller than you.
Yeah, it's not hard. It's this deep, earthy brown, almost red, like autumn leaves.
How did she smile?
I never saw her smile.
Sure, you can think of something.
I can imagine it.
When her husband kissed her.
Yeah. Thank you for speaking your mind, Luca.
Thank you for hearing me.
Don't have to be so official about it next time. Unimportant.
Well, I wasn't
It's important.
sure how to.
It's important
Mm.
for people who are going to be doing heists together to call out each other's bullshit.
We're not stealing anything.
Heists can be many things.
I guess I don't know as many crimes as you. You should
Mm.
probably. I suppose you should teach me what the crimes are. Different nuances of crime.
Give you a list of all the crimes in the world.
Or the ones you've committed. Whichever's longer.
Have to write it down and find out. Maybe I've come up with some new ones that no one else has thought about, huh? Like stealing memories.
Luca blinks. I can do that.
Well, certainly gonna try.
Luca makes a face like he's not ready.
What are you thinking about
We'll
you?
get there. What is it, tomorrow or the day after?
I believe it's the day after. Tomorrow is Ryger.
One punch to the brain at a time.
Well, ideally, Ryger's not going to punch you in the brain.
We don't know.
I'd
I
make
might
for
know him.
pretty poor thanks if he did.
What if
Well.
I've committed various heist crimes against him in my past and I just don't know?
Well, I guess it's a good thing I'll be coming. So I can commit
Yeah.
another crime. Regicide.
What's Side is murder. What is regal aside?
Yes, essentially.
Oh! Luca is impressed with himself. What is a face we can give you that would look good committing regicide?
Any face.
I'm gonna pull my hands back and give them my little hand hug gesture.
And we'll return it.
I'm gonna go get us something sweet to eat. I feel like we deserve it.
Yeah, I think we deserve a reward for a good talk.
Yeah. You wait here, and when I get back, surprise me with someone.
I think I can do that.
Okay. And I give Anne a lingering look of fondness as I leave the room.
And it's got a little smile too, hands on their hips, watching Luca go.
So, next day.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we're just prepping for this evening.
Yeah. We could even just
Anything
jump
you
right
guys do as prep for
in.
your big
Luca just
meeting?
makes himself pretty.
Mhm.
Can I roll to see if I managed to... how much progress I managed to make on my lantern? I think I would have worked on that while Damon was talking.
Yeah, make an Arcana check.
Wow.
You've
Oh.
identified the key problems. Now it's just a matter of putting in the time to do the enchantments.
Mm.
I actually think Luca might go and visit Willow one more time, just to see if they're sure they don't want to come.
Yeah, and we'll go with you if you go.
Yeah.
Are you guys dressed? Like, ready?
No, this is like in, I'd
Like
say
early
like,
afternoon.
yeah. Like, we're gonna start going and getting ready. Are you sure you don't want to come? Kind of vibes.
Okay. Feel free
We're
to
going to the
rock
club.
up. Yeah, mine for 3 drinks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Put our makeup on.
Okay.
Yeah. In which
think
case,
Willow's
ding dong!
Well, they probably just looked at their lantern thinking, like, I can fix this. Like, I know how to fix this. And they're having, like, a deeply thoughtful moment when you guys bing bong at my door.
Yeah.
They'll open it up. Oh,
Willow
you're
Jenkins.
not dressed up. Mm.
I am always dressed up.
We still have a few hours left before we have to make
Mm-mm.
way into Regalport.
To meet, you know who? Captain Farron.
Very important.
Yeah,
The most important
Willow-
man in Regalport.
Are you still planning to stay here in Salvage? Not even gonna come say hi?
Yeah.
And just comes right out and says everything they're thinking, don't they? When did that happen?
One of us has to.
None of you are gonna do it, I might as well.
I would have led into
You
it
were
a little
working your
more
way
gently.
up to it, but...
Yes.
Let Willow answer.
And I just like look at Willow like, yep, you can answer.
Actually, I should focus on finishing the anchor, getting Elsa's voice on it. Here, let me,
How's Willow
Willow's
doing?
going to...
Oh,
what a
yeah.
question. Let me...
That would have been the first
what
thing
do
I
I-
did.
Deception check?
Fuck me up a tree.
Oh, shit, ass.
I don't even bother.
Okay. You sometimes get it. Also,
You get
reset
in
your name.
20s very frequently
oh,
when you're
sorry.
inciting with
Yeah.
Willow.
Yeah. I think Willow seems kind of tired, absent-minded, not in an incredibly sad way. They are, like, thoughtful, busy-minded.
Mm-hmm.
Not zany, though.
Mhm.
Not like last time. But yeah. They are going to, though, reach into their pocket and, like, bring out the anchor. Oh, but then pause. It's wrapped up. Did you want to see this, or would you prefer to wait?
I might wait, if that's all right.
You want to see it on the day?
Well,
I just
if you
don't
have
want
any
to
complaints.
lose focus for the day.
Oh, it's just the design. Don't worry, there's nothing. Anyway, Willow pockets it quickly again. What I mean to say is that this will be ready, so hopefully you two have considered what I mentioned.
Yes. The,
Luca nods.
and looks at Luca. Yeah, our little arrangements.
Tomorrow, yes?
Yeah, if you're
That's
feeling...
up to you two.
You're feeling up to it, Luca. It's your call. You're the one I'm gonna be... And, like, sucks
Okay.
breath through their teeth and wiggles their fingers a bit.
Best
Digging into.
Best get it out of the way quickly in case things go south. I'll have time to recover.
Oh, that's what this little gadget's supposed to be for, right?
With hope.
And as much as I trust Willow's skill, my brain is broken. There's no telling what will happen. So,
We'll have that, and
Miles!
Elsa will be close, and it'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
What, you don't trust me?
Gives a skeptical look like he hasn't decided yet.
Smart man. Anyway,
Mm.
time to go commit a regicide, I suppose.
Willow looks at you both. Pardon?
Oh, did we not tell you? We're going to take the prince's throne.
Yeah, that was my plan all along. When I first came here to Green Tarn, you thought I was here for my eye, but in reality...
You're going to become N the Pirate Prince.
High Prince N. I can think of better titles. Do you get to retitle yourself if you become the High Prince?
He made the title of High Prince, did he not? So theoretically, you could change it.
Is that how it works? I mean, this is pirate country. I kind of think there's a lot of flexibility there, but, you know, I'm not really sure. What do you think, Willow? Any final thoughts you'd like to share with us before we go all in on this?
We are committing a crime, so assistance would be appreciated.
Willow doesn't know how to respond to you two. They're just sitting here looking at you two.
I mean, they are so obviously joking.
Yeah, I know. No, but it's like, it's that funny, like, this is your funny little joke. Willow's, it's not even like a, this is bad. They're endeared by you both.
You're endeared by, you like us.
Willow's.
Yes, that's the problem.
Yeah, but seriously, I've never met a High Prince before. Do you have any tips?
Neither have I.
Going to be staying here.
We could use a pirate expert. But if our pirate expert is otherwise engaged, I suppose any final pearls of wisdom?
I was thinking, don't kill him.
Write that down, Luca. Write that down.
Yeah, I'll have to. I'll likely forget that. Aww. I look at Anne. Willow's not going to get to see you-know-who.
I'm sure they'll see them eventually.
You spent so long on them.
Brow. Oh, I think I could clue in from what you're saying.
Wow, good job.
Did you make a... Willow just nods at N.
We collaborated on a face to show Ryger, since I'm not exactly keen on showing my own.
Smart. Is it Audrey?
Now that is what I've named her.
Clever.
She's already got a paper trail.
She does. Then I think you're both set. Not much to worry about. Just don't stab the men, and you'll be fine. Willow claps you both on the shoulders.
Then I guess we'll be seeing you tomorrow?
Guess so.
Yeah, I believe you and I have things to do. Or we all have things to do with Luca.
Huh?
Gallery. I got a note back from Tassi. We've got an inn tomorrow morning.
Okay. It's all happening. Then.
Yeah,
all according to plan.
Sure, all right.
One thing at a time. We say our goodbyes to Willow.
Yep.
And return to the poppy where we get ready. And then head to the ferry.
Meet up with Varys, I suppose.
Yeah.
I think
I might accompany you back just to the poppy, just to talk with Elsa. No, because I need to discuss with Elsa when she's able to do the voice thing, whether now or some other time.
DM aside, I have not thought of a phrase to put on the anchor.
Oh, that's fair.
We can always...
Yeah, we can always vague it.
be necessary.
Okay.
Oh.
Keep thinking
No,
about
I think I think Willow will at least go to her and set that up and be at the poppy.
Yeah.
Be at the
when
puppy
you guys
for us
leave.
to maybe wait there
Yeah.
for when we come back.
Yeah.
Oh,
Be
you
brief.
just
See you guys off.
came. You just
Yeah.
came to see what Audrey looks like. I see your games, Willow Jenkins.
Not necessarily, but I am sitting downstairs probably when you guys come
Yeah.
down all ready to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I do a random perception check on the way to that thing just to see if I see Red Coat Man anywhere? Dumbass.
You can
I'm just gonna
try.
assume I don't.
You don't.
Okay, never mind.
He's
But-
not
he go?
here.
Did he go back to Regalport?
Don't know, man. Maybe he cried in the flowers on the way home. Anyway, I'm going to wait at the house
Cry
and
flower patch.
do you think Elsa will be ready now or will it be ready like tomorrow? She'll be ready to now?
Yeah, I think. Yeah. I think
Oh,
you
so
have
while you guys are
everything in
getting
place.
ready. Yeah. While you guys are getting ready, we are finalizing Luca's anchor then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's probably
Sounds
all
good.
done by the time you get downstairs. But we don't say that. So
Yeah.
it's just work.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it seems like he's
So-
not quite ready to see it.
Yeah.
That's tomorrow.
Yeah, no, that's
Got
fine.
basically.
got other things on his mind.
Yeah.
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 One thing at a time.
Well- Yes. Willow pockets it when they hear you arriving. I'm going to be looking at you guys coming down the stairs like you're going off to prom.
Mhm. I am dressed so handsome, and I've got makeup on, but only a touch to make me look even more handsome, just to accentuate what's there. I'm a very handsome boy, as is.
It's a day look.
Yeah. A formal work function
Yeah.
look.
Hmm.
Yeah. And with Luca is a young lady. I'm going to send the sprite to.
Ah!
Yeah.
Oh.
With an eye patch and a rose adorning her
Oh.
chest and long dark red hair
Whoa.
and striking pink eyes.
Wow. Yeah. Cool.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Wow.
Yep. She's gonna
I think
give
Willow
Willow a
see-
smile. Like a smart-ass smile, though, not a pleasant one. Cocky.
A smarter smile.
Yeah.
Cocky.
Yeah.
Hockey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Willow like sees Luca and is like like light applause, like yeah, he looks handsome, and then sees this lady and like does an impressed eyebrow bounce at you.
Well,
I think Seeker Elsa is also like, oh my.
and Audrey's gonna do a little twirl.
Luca's kind of Will Smithing at at Audrey.
Nice to meet you.
What shall I call you?
My name is Audrey Whistler. It's a pleasure, Seeker Elsa. I've heard much about you.
I'm sure you have. Well, what a lovely face you have.
Oh, thank you.
The inside is rotten.
Oh,
Oh my.
such a
It's
jokester,
not
this
very
one.
polite.
Audrey's gonna elbow Luca.
Willow's going
Grinning.
to step forward and assess her plainly.
See something you like, Willow Jenkins?
Can you make an insight check?
I'm thinking something.
Do they see something they like?
Question
Well,
marks?
Wait, I want to see.
Shit. Yeah. Willow's
Fantastic.
Willow's ears give them away, and they are blushing.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
And Audrey's gonna start twirling a lock of her hair. Well, isn't that interesting?
Luca is grinning from ear to ear, basically.
Duly noted.
Anyway, aren't you too late?
Never. Unless we're supposed to be.
I believe, Varys told us to be punctual, so no, fashionably late is not the approach we should be taking to this.
Of course. Of course, Audrey.
Hmm.
I'm gonna offer out my elbow.
And she will take it.
Willem gives a side eye to Elsa, like, you seeing these guys? You seeing this, Iwa-chan?
I think Sika Elsa has like one hand over her mouth to like slightly hide a smile. She's very
Aw.
charmed by this all.
Yeah.
I'm obviously
Willow-
going to
when-
give Secret Elsa a kiss on the way out, so.
Yeah.
Aw, sweet.
Yeah.
She
I
gives
think
you
Willow's going-
a squeeze, and she shakes Audrey's hand with
Yeah.
both of hers and gives you a little palm press. Best of luck with your meeting, then.
Thank you very much.
I think on the way out, Willow's going to, after being flustered by you, unfortunately, Willow's going to say on the way out, "Oh, is this a lovebirds' first date?"
No.
To Elsa. To Elsa.
It ends
Partners in
probably.
crime.
Audrey's probably gonna unhook by the time they get out.
Yeah.
Just doing a little playful stroll.
Willow's being a shit.
For the looks. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Elsa laughs a little at your joke. They do want to make a good first impression.
Well, they're well on their way, I guess.
They made an impression on you, Willow.
I think Sika Elsa says, can I get you a cup of tea in the meantime?
I think Willow was going to excuse themselves because they finished the anchor, but I think they'll... Yes. They'll say sure.
You dally
They
with
have
Sika
trouble.
Elsa. Yeah.
Yeah, they have trouble saying no to Secret Elsa.
Yes.
Yeah. Also, I imagine they had a nice time figuring out the end of Lucas'
Yeah. Yeah.
anchor.
She is a good collaborator. You've both added your magic to the mix, so. Yeah.
Okay.
Cute.
Where are these guys off to?
You head to Regalport
Yeah.
to meet with Varys Greenleaf.
Yes.
He is dressed in his usual fare, but cleaned up. His shirt is ironed, boots polished. Not his best clothes, but has been cleaned thoroughly. And you head to the whole of the Port Authority with him.
Yes. Audrey will introduce herself.
Varys is surprised to see you. Obviously.
Yeah, he didn't know you were coming.
Yep.
Yeah. He was like, "Oh, so you have decided to come along."
Yes, in the end I decided it was a fair idea.
So, Audrey, yeah?
Audrey Whistler, hairdresser, supernatural investigator extraordinaire, and I believe your savior.
Pleasure to meet you.
You
I'll
as well.
be sure to keep that in mind. Right, well then. We'd best be on our way.
Yes, Captain.
So, you arrive with Varys at the whole of the Port Authority a little before 5, maybe 15 minutes or so. You head into its grand cathedral-like foyer with its clerks. As you enter, a guard is already waiting for you, polished helm tucked under her arm. She says, "Varys Greenleaf, follow me."
Can I suggest something?
Yes?
Maybe perhaps just a quick cut back to Willow and Elsa?
Sure. Let's cut
Yeah.
back to Willow and Elsa then. It's been
imagine-
maybe 15 minutes since Luca and Dan left.
Yeah, I think we finished tea and some friendly conversation, and there is like
Yeah.
a long pause where Willow says, "So I think our business is concluded."
Between you and me, at least, yes, for now.
Ah, yes. I still have unfinished business with those two. Always.
Speaking of unfinished business, you look like you have half a mind to follow them.
Willow gives her a face. Is that obvious?
It is, I'm afraid, yes.
Willow stands and says, "This is why I don't visit, you know." Well, thank you for your help. I'll be off.
Good luck then. Have a nice day.
You as well. Willow leaves in a hurry.
Yeah.
And is going to probably take a cart, I assume. Taxi.
Yeah.
But they actually I think they're going to pull their cognaut outfit out of their jacket.
Mm-hmm.
And then yeah. Well, they might have to leave the jacket. They can't just switch over the pants, can they? Anyway, whatever they are in their cognaut outfit. Or
Yep.
they're in their cognaut hats. Yep.
Yes.
Okay. And they go catch a cab.
Cool.
Oh.
So, as you are being led to a side room, a figure in a large black hat with a golden face skids in, trying not to look like they've just run.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, who is
One
this funny
moment.
fellow?
The guard sort of turns sharply and Var says, "Ah, another one of my
Gil.
guests." Yes, Gil
Gasket.
has...
Yes.
Audrey's going to give a grin to Luca.
I'm glad you made it.
A friend asked me.
Right. Well then. The Varys gestures and follows the guard into the side room. You are asked to surrender any weapons you have or have them bound in their sheaths. You are then scanned with a wand of detect magic to clear you of untoward spells. Any of you have any objections or...
No.
Well, we have to go in, so.
Yes.
Does
No.
Willer have any spells that are an issue?
I think they might ask to seal your bag of holding pockets.
I think I left it. Technically, if it was my Syrian coat, I had to leave it back
Yeah.
at the poppy.
Oh, so
Oh,
you
so
don't
you-
have your pockets on you.
You're effectively naked.
Don't I? I don't think I do. Because I couldn't, like, logistically, I couldn't change my pants over unless I thought of it the night before.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
And I
true.
don't know if Willow did. They might have changed it in the morning because they were already thinking of it.
How long does it take?
I don't know, honestly said.
Yeah.
Um,
I
We
think
keep hand waving it.
yeah, I think for now
Let's
it
go
makes
with
more
no
sense.
for the
Let's-
narrative
yeah, Willow
intrigue
left
of
their
it.
coat
Yeah,
at the house
yeah.
and swept on their cloak and their armor, but had to leave their pockets behind. So yeah, and they will hold their sword. They will have their sword though, but sheathed.
Yes.
same.
Okay. So, yeah, your swords get bound into your sheaths, basically. So it's like a cord is tied around them, so they can't be drawn, but they are on you.
Yeah.
Mm.
Lucas seems unwilling to give up his sword.
Yep. Okay. Well, simple protocol. The guard says plainly. Varys seems half in the future with anticipation. Once you are cleared, the guard nods once. The High Prince will see you now.
Willow's
Any
going
asides?
to pat Varys on the shoulder.
Audrey will give him an encouraging smile.
And Luca, a stiff nod, like, we're all ready. We're good.
You follow your guide up 2 flights of stairs to a tower room facing west. Over the bay. Hold on while I find right music. The setting sunlight bathes the room in tones of gold, illuminating stately furniture of wood and burnished leather. Actually, this is also not the right song, sorry.
To be perfect.
There we go.
There we go.
The setting sunlight bathes the room in tones of gold, illuminating stately furniture of wood and burnished leather. A grand painting of warships setting sail decorates the wall opposite the windows, half obscured by the shadow of the man surveying the harbor below. High Prince Ryger Irwinarn stands at military rest, haloed by the horizon. A human man, somewhat taller than average, but with an aura of confidence so profound that it suffuses the room. He is dressed not in raiments of royalty, but in the casual finery of a pirate lord. A jacket of black-brown leather, tall boots scuffed with wear, a sword of durable steel at his side, the hilt engraved with glyphs of sharpness and strength. His dark hair is streaked with silver. His broad hands are calloused, clasped behind his back. Then he turns to look at you, and you see the cunning in his eyes, so dark they're almost black. It feels like being spotted by a lion in its den. You hear Varys beside you hold his breath. Varys Greenleaf and his guests, High Prince, the guard announces. Excellent. Ryger dismisses the guard with a subtle gesture, a salute, and she is gone out of the door. High Prince Ryger, Varys says, stumbling over his words slightly. He draws a sharp breath through his teeth and then drops to a knee. I apologize for my absence. It was not of my volition, but it is my responsibility all the same. I failed you. He stares at the floor, his head bowed. Stand up, Greenleaf. Ryger's voice is as stern as stone. Look me in the eye when you speak. Varys does so, stiffly. His troubled green gaze meets the steely darkness of the High Prince. You'd hate to be on the receiving end of that gaze, is the only thing you can think. Where were you? I was cursed by a hag, sir. For 6 years I lived bound to the sea as a wretch, half humanoid, half fish, along with what was left of the crew that followed me. You look like shit, all right? Ryger bakes into a smirk. Good to see you're back from the dead. He offers his hand to Varys. Varys takes it. A look of stunned relief crosses Varys' face as the two men shake hands. The weight of tension in the room is eased. Ryger continues the conversation as if it's the most natural thing in the world. So, what's this I hear about you getting rescued by some lucky sods? He looks at the three of you.
Yep, Audrey's gonna do a little, like, respectful bow of her head.
Willow's going to remove, or probably has already removed their hat and is holding it behind their back.
Luca is standing at rest, one hand on his blade, and bows his head very slightly, and his expression is stern.
Varys gestures to the three of you. These three kind souls found what was left of me and my crew when we were cursed and managed to negotiate with the hag so as to release us and break the curse. Interesting. Well, you have my thanks.
Can I make a knowledge check of some sorts and know how to respond in this instance? I feel like I should know this. Ish. Not really. You know what I mean?
What would you like to
This is more
do?
like me asking Zeke, what would I know what to do in this situation? I guess not much, eh? Just
Yeah, like, accept the
let's
thanks.
insight check him.
Okay,
Yeah.
sure.
I just want to insight check Ryger. What's his vibe?
Okay.
No.
I think you are somewhat overwhelmed.
No, that makes sense. Yeah,
I
it's not like I
think
came here
I-
easy peasy.
I think you are actually on a nat 1. You are completely overwhelmed.
Yep, I think Audrey's gonna speak up.
Varys is a good man. It was our pleasure to rescue him from such a fate.
I'd be curious to hear the story from you.
Oh, what a story it is.
Well then, how'd you come across the man?
And Audrey's gonna look to Luca at that point.
Well,
Has Varys told Ryger where? Where he was?
Yeah, this was discussed somewhat.
Yeah.
How much
in
has Varys told Ryger, do you think, at this point?
I think the brief details of, like, he was trapped under a lighthouse as a cursed guy.
as well as fortune would have it, the lighthouse had gone dark, and some kind souls were sent to repair it.
And Audrey's gonna gesture to the three of them.
And well, one thing led to another, and we ended up in the caves underneath, where we ran into Varys here. Of course, we didn't know who he was at the time, but
They did not shy away from me, even though I was transformed.
no, we made great efforts, actually, to make contact with the man. I believe we were scrawling in sand like school children, just to see if we could make communication. He wasn't so far gone that we couldn't. And so we decided he was not
Yes.
so far gone that we couldn't rescue him.
Yes, I could hardly speak, and Varys sort of falters, and this is clearly difficult for him, and
He was
I
very
think
well
Ryger-
spoken.
I think Ryger gives a nod. Well then, what did you end up doing to break the curse?
Well, considering...
Negotiations with a hag saw
Yes.
us procure a remedy.
Yes,
Sir.
seeing as it was a hag's curse, we sought out a hag to cure it. And as you can
The
see,
same
we are
one?
not cursed. So I think we did rather well.
Was it the same hag who laid the curse?
To our
Just
understanding,
so.
it was. Sorry.
Interesting. I think Ryger is going to do insight checks on you.
Yeah.
God, I can't believe I nerfed myself. I can absolutely believe that, but
I don't think.
Grr.
I don't think there's
Sure.
anything that Audrey is saying that's untrue. So
No, it's untrue. It's not untrue, so it's not deception checks, but I would like you to make persuasion checks. Willow, I'm just gonna leave you where you are.
and that nat one.
You're not speaking.
Ooh.
Eventually, that may stand out as its own
No,
problem.
Luca.
I think Luca is also overwhelmed, but you can have advantage because you are. N is supporting you. Audrey is supporting you.
We've seen your potential risk.
Christ.
here. Nice.
That's a fail, Mim.
No, but nice. Get it?
Oh, yeah.
Congratulations on that, I guess.
Look,
One victory today, I guess.
yeah. You rolled a 6 and a 9 right next to each other. Good job. Good job. Yeah. I think the conversation continues. You describing your adventures. I think, Luca, God. I think on a 9, like, you feel like you're making a worse show of it than you actually are.
Mm. Feels a little bit familiar too, like having to give a report to someone above my station
Yeah.
and fumbling a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah. Audrey's trying to like make up for that, both on Varys and Luca's side, whenever they seem to be struggling with the conversation. Audrey's picking it up and
Also, I will say,
continuing to speak.
The fact that Varys came in so apologetic and was met with aggression has Luca on edge. He was holding his sword
Luca.
in an aggressive way. So
I just learnt what regicide meant, and if you disrespect my captain, I will inflict it upon you.
yeah, exactly.
This is my fault. This is why I have to be the one talking now. I have to smooth this over.
Yeah. Thank you for making this bed. Please lay in it. Okay. How long until I can make another check on the man? I feel like I tried to observe him. My brain scrambled into a million pieces.
Yeah.
Which is fair.
I think the question that sort of startles you guys all to varying degrees is Ryger saying, "So, you found a cursed man under a lighthouse. Tried to talk to him and then went through all the effort to save him. Why?"
Would you not?
He needed help. And we could give it.
Ryger peers at you all very
his head
closely.
slightly.
"So out of the goodness of your hearts,
Is that so strange?
it's a rare reason."
But not impossible.
Indeed. So, this is how you met your acquaintance?
Captain.
Captain?
I'm just staring Ryger down. Yes, Captain.
Is Luca giving you're on your guard dog mode?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I think Willow might use that as an opportunity to step forward. Can I, or am I still nat one?
Yeah, you can step forward. I think you've been
quiet long enough. I think that tone of voice from Luca's got me like. Okay, Willow's going to step forward.
We requested Varys's expertise. Once we learnt about his former responsibilities, we asked him to lead us on a small quest
voyage.
around Green Tom.
He was our captain for a time. And a very excellent one at that. Not rusty at all. Which is pretty impressive if you ask me, considering the state of affairs.
Varys does a nervous little laugh and says, yes, they formed a mercenary company with an acquaintance of theirs who's currently under employ elsewhere. They did a monster slaying job for House Deneath. Ryger nods. Monster slaying. So. Interesting.
Can I insight check Rygo?
You can certainly try.
Fuck a duck. And can I insight check Varys, or is it the same one?
You can insight check Varys as well, that's different.
Finally.
Nice.
How is
I guess it's
he?
hard to read, bruv.
Varys is off kilter is how I would describe it. There's a
Because
lot of
the
emotions
situation?
going. I think
Just overall?
I think overall it's like he's just remembered a lot of things
Like,
Okay.
and
how
is
much
currently
he's
being
missed and all that.
confronted with them.
Yeah. Well,
So-
I'm glad I think we'll move a little closer to him. Like Willow stepped forward to talk about his
Yes.
captaincy.
Yeah.
So I think we're all kind of getting a little closer to the
Yes, not leaving him out
conversation.
there alone.
Hmm.
Yeah. I think I'm just gonna do a quick check for Varys as well. The awe that he and like respect he holds for Ryger is more than just respect and deference, I think, on a 21.
Okay.
On a 21, Luca?
Yeah. 21.
What do you mean?
So, yeah.
I think on a 21, Luca, you can see that, like, this is Varys coming home to somebody that he deeply, deeply admires, respects, and to some degree even loves. And he is coming to terms with the fact that he's been gone for 6 years. This has hit him harder than anything else has, being confronted in this moment.
I think at that, Luca will simultaneously soften up and get
Good.
a little more tense because he wants this to go well for Varys, but he, now knowing that Varys isn't upset by the situation in a very specific way, he will soften.
Stand down.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
he will stand down. So his hand will probably leave his sword at that and just neatly rest by his side while the other one's at his back.
I think Ryger notices that and says to Varys, well, you've not lost your touch in making loyal crew. Can see that much. And Varys says, these three are some of the finest young people I've ever met in my life.
And strength such as the captain's is not easily lost.
He's well worth the respect.
Was that directed at Ryger?
Yes.
Yeah, definitely put a kink in my plans when you went missing, Greenleaf. It's good to have you back. I'm sure we'll have much to discuss as the evening wears on. But for now, I'd like to ask your rescuers a question or two. So, you saved my friend and former first mate from a fate arguably worse than death, out of the goodness of your hearts, going so far as to confront and negotiate with a hag. That is not lightly done and not lightly survived. What are your goals? I doubt you would have come this far without some ambitions of your own.
To be honest with you, I was interested in the theater scene around here. I heard the Folly
Ryger.
was playing here. Unfortunately, I missed
Ryger.
out.
Ryger raises an eyebrow. Make a deception check real quick. Is that so?
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, that's not all of it. That was certainly a draw. What do you think? Why do you think I would seek out a hag, High Prince?
I'm sure there are plenty of reasons one would go to a hag. I
Indeed.
don't pretend to know them all, but I am curious. I asked you about your goals, and you said that you were interested in the theater.
Yes. Though that's more of
Are
a
you-
side hobby. I am interested in traveling and seeing many different shows. But if you're really interested in my goals, then... well, I'd say it's more on the supernatural side.
I see. That would explain your readiness to jump in.
Yes, I can't speak for my two friends here. I think they were more willing to go to the hag purely out of the goodness of their heart, and I wouldn't say that is entirely against why I did as well. But I did have a personal interest. Seeing the hag, what she was like, what she knew.
Mm-hmm. And you? He turns to Luca. What ambitions do you have?
I am from Karnath, and I wish to return to regain that which the war took from me. My memories, my home. I raise my arm, but give a little smile like, well, that's not going to happen.
Glad to see you have a sense of humor about you. He nods.
And you as well, High Prince. But beyond that, ambitions are none. To live a good life. And Lucas says that quite proudly.
The corners of Ryger's eyes sort of crinkle as he looks at you shrewdly. It's hard to read what he's thinking.
Can I try anyway?
You can certainly try.
May I also try?
Yes.
Take another check on this guy.
I might as well come here.
Goodness gracious.
Lucas more comfortable now. See, he's rolling better.
Yeah. Difficult to read, but he is intrigued by you.
Oh. Oh.
Made an impression, young man.
Perhaps I can learn a thing or two about the mark that sits upon my back. And I'll just leave it at that.
He's marked as well. Well then. And you. He finally turns to Gil.
I think, like, beneath their mask, Willow takes, like, a deep breath. Like, bit... Not winded, what's it look like? You know when, like, someone looks at you and it kind of takes the air out of your lungs?
Yeah.
Takes my breath away.
Yeah, but worse. Willow did not... Willow made this decision, but this is still the situation they have been avoiding for a while. So they steel themselves and step forward a little.
Mm-hmm.
I am without ambition. I have been wondering, at least until recently. Mr. Greenleaf offered me some guidance on that front. Now I find myself free to want.
Varys gives a little quiet laugh under his breath.
Really, like, side glances him when they say that, like, they're obviously repeating something he said, confirming with him. I think they're standing next to him.
Are we allowed to be that close to Ryger?
Willow's going to be, so they're standing beside him.
Nice.
Ryger nods in consideration, turns his back on you three. An interesting bunch you have there. Definitely the adventuring type, I can tell that much. So, he addresses you all, even while his back is turned to you. For what reason have you come to meet me?
I think... Are you guys looking like you're going to respond, or shall Willow keep talking?
If Willow has something
They wanna
eloquent to say,
Go ahead.
are they going to talk well?
You guys start then.
No, so you talk.
Yeah, no, I think Willow should talk, but I'm just like, oh god, are they going to put their foot in their mouth?
Well, we're here to support our dear captain, of course. As your sharp eyes no doubt noticed, he's become quite an ally of ours, and it would be sad if we sent him out here up all alone.
Meeting with the High Prince is a momentous occasion.
Indeed.
I'm honestly just a little curious about you.
There is that.
I mean, yes, there is always meeting a high prince. You don't get that opportunity every day now, do you?
We get to see what the High Prince is like.
And what is the High Prince like?
Tall.
I don't know. I've only met you for, 20 minutes? I need more time.
I think Willow's gonna tip their head, kind of glance at Varys. What's Varys' expression like? Varys' expression like?
Yeah.
Before they speak, before they respond.
Varys seems still a little bit out of it.
Okay. I think now that Ryger's back his face, Willow will kind of, like, gently pat his arm again. And then respond to Ryger.
You seem like the captain that earned all of Varys's respect.
Well, glad to know that I have been spoken of so highly.
And that our
By
captain's
someone.
admiration is not misplaced.
Very well then. Ryger scratches his beard. Varys, why did you bring these three to me? Varys says, it was the highest honor I thought I could bestow upon them. Ryger says, I figured as much. Well then. He turns back around to face you. It has been a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Likewise.
Pleasure
I
equally
s-
shared.
If that is all, then I hope your curiosity has been sated.
Yeah. Oh, can I make another insight check on this guy?
Sure.
Nope.
Oh, and no, you're a powerhouse of insight.
No, I'm not.
Come on!
Are you offering more?
Audrey says innocently.
What would you ask of me?
Well, I'm sorry. I'm quite new to Green Tarn. I'm not sure what exactly I could ask.
Those who don't ask don't receive anything, so...
We would ask that you treat Captain Varys well in our stead.
Willow was about to ask something, but I think Luca.
Never mind
talking-
then.
No. Like, it's probably good because I'm not sure if Willow will. Look, is the focus in such a way that Willow can ask like a self-motivated question without completely hindering Varys's?
Yeah.
I've butted him up nice. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I think that question, like that's entertain your curiosities. Willow will Okay.
What are your plans for the principalities?
I'm sure if you've been in Regalpart for long enough, you've heard every possible iteration of my goals.
But not yours.
Smartly said. Well, they're not wrong. I do aim to unite the principalities as a nation unto itself. Too long
Why?
has this place
Pardon me.
been fractured and embroiled in petty squabbles.
So it is out of the goodness of your own heart.
Ha! Don't think anybody's called me good-hearted for a long time.
Willow shrugs. Says, is that the end of what he says?
I think he finishes off the thought by saying, in the end, I'd like us of the principalities to be a more functional family. Than what happened to old Galifar. He seems to mean it. I think, Luca, on an 18 insight, you get the sense that Ryger is aiming for power for the sake of stability.
I think Willow will consider to his answer and like tilt their head a little, just like assessing him. They don't get much out of it, or they get like average out of it.
Yeah.
Then they will say,
Then you are deserving of your title, I think. Of course, we didn't make it. So I suppose that was a given.
He didn't. I'm gonna say Ryger did not invent the title of High Prince.
yeah, okay, sorry, I got misled before just when we were talking. My bad, take that back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How gracious of you to make that assessment of me.
I respect the work you did at Thornhold. So, thank you.
I think Willow's going to bow a little.
He gives you a nod of acknowledgement. The slightest of head tilts.
Willow will step back.
It's not even an arrogant thing. It's just that he is acknowledging the difference in power.
Station.
Yeah, the difference in station that you have.
I don't know what that means.
You're nobody.
Yeah. Okay, now I know what that means. Trust me.
He's like, yeah, I did that. I'm awesome. Thank you for noticing.
In which case, I believe I have some long overdue catching up to do with Mr. Varys Greenleaf.
Then we leave our captain to your capable hands.
Indeed. Thank you for your time, High Prince Ryger.
I will keep an eye out for any further exploits that you might undertake. I'm sure this isn't where your story ends.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Ida's gonna give him a smile. And then we'll, I guess,
you
pat Luca's shoulder.
Are
Missed.
left out. I would like Willow, as you are leaving, I would like you to make a perception check. Anybody else who wants to can try as well.
Sweet baby Jesus.
Yo!
Oh, I think, Willow, you are still, like, in shambles. And you are the only one who actually notices as you are leaving. There were more people in that room. There were at least 3 more people. Elven bodyguards.
Ah, Irani assassins.
Yep.
For us?
Just in case.
Who else?
I mean,
Ryger's
regicide,
personal
remember?
bodyguards.
Yes.
Oh, so he needs people to protect him. Okay.
He's the High Prince!
Yeah.
That's like saying you need a helmet when you go on a bicycle. Yes, idiot?
Oh,
No matter
man.
how good of a biker you are, still wear your helmet, everyone.
Yeah.
If your
Sorry,
head
do you
is
think
the
you
one
are
that
immune
could
to
roll-
gravity? What?
Look at my.
Luca-
We don't know.
pointing and
Well-
laughing at the possibly most assassinated-looking guy in the Principalities. Well, oh,
Couldn't be
but I
me.
need assassins
think.
to assassinate the assassins.
Yeah.
Oh my!
Audrey's-
He thought we were assassins.
We could have,
No.
Sexy of us.
but like you know
They
what I
just
mean.
go
Like,
everywhere.
Just a precaution.
I know.
Just his-
I'm being
his
silly.
Bodyguards, yeah.
I think Audrey's just gonna smile
Anyway.
to herself as they walk out.
Yeah.
We couldn't
You
see them.
leave. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Only Anne noticed them. They were that
Oh.
well concealed.
Yeah, I think I had a
And
look around
only while you were
outside.
leaving.
Yep.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Before it was after it was too late, they could have killed us at any point, and we wouldn't have known.
Well,
If we fucked around and
Yeah.
found
Yeah.
out, that would have been
Didn't
us
fuck
finding out.
around.
But yeah, Willow,
I fucked
Yeah,
around a
that
little
is-
bit,
can I-
so
you did. Can I toss
Yeah,
a
with
little glance
words.
around outside?
Yeah, sure. What you looking for?
Anyone familiar?
nope.
I think you are well and truly scrambled by this encounter. You basically just threw yourself off a cliff into the deep end of like, yep, I'm in the political intrigue. I have made myself known. Oh my god! What?
Yeah. I did it. Negative. I did it. I did it.
I think
I did it.
Gil's arm as we're like stepping out and just kind of guide them, just very casually, gentle hand
Yeah.
upon shoulder, guide them back towards the ferry.
That went well.
Get dinner. We should get dinner to celebrate.
Absolutely
I think-
not.
I think our friend Gil would like to go home.
I'm surprised you came at all.
Yes,
As
me as
am
well.
I. Being honest. But nevertheless, I did show up, and that's what counts.
We're gonna give them a little pat on like
Yay.
the back.
Are you alright? I mean, you're
I am.
obviously not alright, but is there anything you'd like us to know?
I'm still here.
You are.
You are.
So,
Loki, I am expecting Gil to say, I feel like I'm going to puke.
Oh god, get the helmet off. Get the
Yeah.
helmet off.
You need to get them to a secluded location. I think Audrey's like got her hand on Gil's shoulder, like frequently, just keeps returning there and just kind of
Yeah.
physically making herself known.
Look at
I think,
lower back. So
yeah, I think Willow's going to be like, I'm still here, make a gesture, and then be like,
pardon me.
and then leg it to probably the walk home area, just in case
Okay.
they are going to get sick.
Mhm.
They don't want to be on a boat right now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we
maybe
we can walk home. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think Willow just decided for you that they did. But they like
Yeah.
run
Yeah.
off, and then they're once they're in that flower field, I think they're going to like get there a little bit before you and like be keeling over, take the helmet off, and like hands on their knees, catching their breath, and they are like
Hmm.
bewildered, thrilled, sick, glad.
I
Scared.
imagine Audrey and Luca dally so that Willow
Yeah.
has time to recover.
Yeah. They do that check of like, am I going to puke? No. Well, no. I don't know. Just like
Who
scramble.
knows? Surprise me.
Yeah.
Nah, they did it. No, they're good. I think they will sit they're gonna sit for a bit until you guys get there.
Yeah. Probably by the time we catch up, I think Audrey will have changed back to N.
Does N tell us about the assassins?
I mean, when we're out of earshot, and we'll probably like casually mention to Luca as they're walking, catching up with Willow. There were assassins in that room. Well, bodyguards. Could be assassins if we'd made the wrong move.
What?
Yep, 3 of them.
No one told me that was a possibility.
What did you expect? It's the High Prince. Of course he's gonna have bodyguards. He's like the most
I thought
regicidable
he would-
man in the principalities.
he would
Please.
have been able to take care of himself.
I mean, he probably can, but you can never be too
He
careful.
evidently can, Luca. I just.
Are they following us? Should you be?
I'm
should you be
pretty
getting
sure.
right now?
I'm pretty sure they're following Ryger, considering he is the body they have to protect.
Ah. Were they going to kill us?
If we made the wrong steps, yes. If I just stood up and lit up my hands, ready to blast him across the room, then yes, I'm pretty sure my throat would have been slit. But no, because we didn't.
Did that go well? I asked Willow.
I'm not sure Willow is in
Willow-
a condition
No,
to.
Willow holds up their hand if N starts talking about what Willow is able or not able to do.
No, I think I was just talking in meta. I think Anna's just looking to
oh,
Willow.
okay. Yeah, okay. Willow's going to, like, the fact that you have posed that question to them, they laugh, like, disbelievingly. And then they just do big hands and, I don't know. It went. He
It
didn't
did-
kill us.
It
so
did go.
It went.
He seemed intrigued
He-
by us.
I think he liked me.
Made an
certainly-
impression, soldier boy.
Seemed interested in you, yes.
You made yourself interesting. Willow's going to hold a hand up for whoever's nearest to help them up out of the
I
sitting
will
in the
help
garden.
them up.
Hmm.
You came. I'm gonna
I did.
put my hands on Willow's arms and like give him a little shake. I'm glad you could be there.
How'd
Yeah.
it feel?
Bad. And smirking, just like making a joke.
Yeah, Willow's going to ponder that. Felt worse, so. I have felt worse is what Willow meant, so. So, by that metric, horrible metric, really, it's,
Pretty bad.
No,
The metric.
possible. Oh, yes, very bad. Willow's starting to walk back to the salvage.
Yeah, the end's following.
Follow. You came in disguise. Does he know Willow?
Are you asking this?
Yeah.
Willow's going to talk over their shoulder a bit. I think they're walking a bit ahead of you. I've never met High Prince Ryger in my life.
Can I insight check that? Are they lying to me?
They're not lying. I'm not even going to bother trying to persuade you.
Okay.
You never want to be. You can never be too careful with what face you show where, right?
I guess one day if you decide to take off the mask, as long as you've got the mask in your hand, you'll be recognizable.
If ever you want something from Ryger, I suppose.
Wait, no, go back. Roll your deception check, because if you roll a fail, I'm going to know that you have issues with high princes. Or princes in general. Fuck you.
You already
How
got
does
that
that work?
information anyway.
That's true, I already know that.
So
Never mind
that's
then.
not how this works
That's
either.
not how lives work.
Sarah has a moment of outrage and then forget. Then
Yeah.
remembers that you've already had this moment of outrage many times.
I already
before.
won.
You already
so
know, Willow
Don't worry
already-
about it.
I already gave this away.
How many princes are there?
Lots.
I was asking Willow.
Oh, as many as their principalities.
How many of those are there? Could we
Can
make
I-
a principality if we decided?
Suppose.
Principality
Suppose
of
so.
3.
I'm sure Secret Elsa would join us.
4 plus Kai. I guess Kat is an honorary member.
A citizen of our principality. We met the High Prince.
We did.
Yeah.
That's a big deal, isn't it?
Pretty big deal.
Huge.
He's very tall. I wasn't expecting him to be taller than me.
Was he taller than Luca?
Was he taller than
No.
me?
No.
No.
Luca's just feeling some kind of way.
Yeah, he was standing tall.
He's got a
so-
big aura.
Yeah. You say he wasn't, and Lucas like, oh.
It's very hard to
Like he's-
read.
Not impossible, though, which is interesting. He's
Doesn't
still a
give-
person.
He's still a person. Doesn't give a lot away, though.
I guess that's why he needs bodyguards.
Yes, exactly.
Like, glances back at Luca when he says he's still a person. Like, what else did you think? But yeah, I guess that says a lot about Luca. Never mind. Really minds their business.
He's handsome for an older gentleman.
He certainly knows how to present himself, which wouldn't expect anything less from a man of his stature.
We didn't ruin it for Varys, did we, Willow? Or are we unimportant when it comes to Varys?
I don't think so. Pleasantly insignificant. For now. Mulu keeps walking.
That's all we need to be.
I don't think I was entirely insignificant.
You are
He
marked.
He seemed intrigued by me, didn't he? I'm a very intriguing man.
You sure are.
Willow's lost in thought about like what Varys and Ryger are chatting about now.
We're glad you came, Willow.
You keep saying.
I'm just reminding you, in case you forget.
Willow nods.
Did that go well, God?
I think we're gonna close out with this as the final scene.
Yeah.
We'll flash back briefly to Ryger and Varys.
Ryger and Varys.
Yes. Sitting in that room as the sun dips below the horizon. And we see them talking over dinner
Oh.
at a table together. Ryger is at ease, and over the course of the meal, Varys slowly unstiffens. There's a brief bit of joking as Ryger asks Varys like how he ran afoul of the curse anyway. He certainly has always had much better manners than most pirates. So it can't have been a gaffe of offense. And Varys explains that he was simply unlucky. There's catching up on this and that.
You can't make an insight check on a conversation you're not at.
No. Shh. Wait.
Oh.
Sorry, keep going, Zeke. My bad.
And eventually Ryger asks, "So, you want your old job back?" And Varys says, "If you'll have me." Ryger says, "I don't know that there's room for you in the position you used to be. Things have changed a lot, old friend. But turns out that I do still have need of men with your particular kind of talent. Show me how capable you are, and I'll see if you're fit for the job." Varys nods. "You've got yourself a deal." And that's where we close today's episode.
May I say
Oh my
something
God.
real quick on my
Yeah?
insight?
Yeah.
I feel like that little when Willow was thinking about like what just happened, they pondering the outcome of Varys, like when they're focusing back on Varys. I think even though like the insight was just Willow like racking their mind, I think a good half is okay, like half confident. But I think Willow is pretty much entirely confident in Varys. You know, they don't know what's
Yeah.
happening, but they did say to him that they are confident that he will be welcomed back. So I like the idea of that, like fading away to that scene, Willow having like a almost bittersweet moment of introspection about like we accomplished what we set out to.
Mhm.
We were there for Varys. Varys's path is set, and then when that thought occurs to them, and is like vaguely not confirmed, but you know, like justified by their build up, their thoughts, like we brought him here, basically.
Mhm.
They've been walking ahead of you two, and they'll turn around and basically invite, like, say, "We did good work. How about dinner?"
Aw.
Yes, I believe that's what Luca was suggesting.
I didn't hear you.
Yeah, you were busy almost losing your lunch in a bush, so I can understand.
Yeah, mind your business. But
Uh-huh.
let's quail. Quail, we should celebrate with pie.
Yeah.
How Varys
I'm
is on his path to recovery.
down for a pie and a drink.
Yeah. His story's not yet finished. Aww. Well, it didn't say that, but that's the
No.
impression. I think on the way back, Willow will declare, as if clinking a glass to the sky, to Captain Varys.
You Captain Varys.
Varys.